Okay, in this video, I don't want to sound pessimistic because I do know that in my current life, um, my consciousness has changed so much. It has changed the nature of the beings that I connect with. So, in this, I want to talk about aliens, galactic consciousness, and Hegelian dialectic and how it's all connected, and also ancient gods and ancestors. So, one of the things that old Platonic dialectic allows for us to do is that actually we can connect with our ancestral intelligences. We can connect with our ancestors via the old Platonic dialectic. It's not a bad thing. It's just, it's outmoded and something new needs to be added. So, what has happened is, and you've seen in the last probably 50 to 100 years, as the Hegelian consciousness has been floating around in all its various forms through the various different social systems and all these ideas of freedom and class consciousness, it has sparked an expansion of consciousness where we begin to realize, hey, maybe we're all equals. Maybe I should try to understand my neighbor instead of trying to dominate them. And all of a sudden now people are having visions and dreams of alien races and beings in other dimensions. And it's really fascinating. People are wondering why. Well, the reason why is that we would have never been able to connect with aliens until we began to expand our consciousness with the Hegelian dialectic. And what you will notice is the more people adopt the Hegelian consciousness, the Hegelian dialectic of expanded consciousness, they will begin to have more and more quote unquote alien experiences. And the reason why is because their mind is beginning to expand, but it's not expanding outwards, it's also expanding inwards. And so what you're connecting with is you're connecting with all of your Platonic archetypes, your internal Platonic archetypes, all of your ancestors, your ancestral gods, your DNA, and you're connecting with the alien races that are connected to your individualized DNA. And you're connecting with their consciousness, perhaps across the stars, which makes me think that we, as life beings, whether we're created or not by a creator being, I personally don't think that that's the case. I think there's a creator consciousness and that life gets to create itself, because think about it, like, to have a creator that imposes its will, that is so Platonic. Like, that is so 400 BC, like, totally. But to have a creator consciousness that allows life to assemble itself anywhere it is, in a, whether it's a carbon or a carbon-like based life form across the cosmos, any place that that consciousness is able to touch, it will allow that life force to be able to evolve, whether it evolves from plants, animals, minerals, whatever. And so when you start expanding your consciousness, you are connecting to like-minded consciousnesses across the galaxy on the quantum field, because your mind is a quantum computer. It has the ability to enter the quantum field of consciousness, so you can connect with beings in all dimensions and all planes of existence at your level of being. And that's the important thing to remember. And this is the trap. A lot of people think that they know what reality is, but all of our consciousness is technically bounded. All of us are ignorant. We all have something to learn. There is more out there than we can possibly imagine. And just like in the ancient wise sages, they say the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. So what you will see is that the more people expand their consciousness in the Hegelian sense, moving into a Hegelian dialectic, the more they will be able to have experiences with other alien life forms. And once that happens, it increases their level of consciousness if they don't revert. And this is the important thing. Just because somebody has expanded enough to a certain point and connected with alien consciousnesses doesn't mean that they're continuing to expand. Some people get to a certain state and then they revert back because of social trauma, because I talked about in my previous video of the amount of social trauma that we receive when we divert from the energy signatures of the current society. So a lot of people might revert and they become platonic about their contact with aliens, saying they know this is the only thing that exists. And that is not the case. That there is so much more to life than we could possibly imagine. But I do know that Hegelian consciousness and the Hegelian dialectic is the next step of our evolution. And I know there will be another one after it. It's going to happen. Like every 200 to 400 years, we will have another massive upgrade of consciousness. It's going to happen because we are life beings and our life force is connected to the living creative force of the universe. And that will always gently change our minds and expand our consciousness as we go forward. So the best thing to do is to not fight the life force within you, but to learn from it. And the more we learn from the life force within us and expand our consciousness and our dialectic and think in more expansive ways, the more beings we're going to meet, the more things we will learn, the more things we will learn not only about human past, but the connections to all beings that share the same common denominator, which is that of sentience and life. I hope that explains a little bit about my theory on alien consciousness.